All right. Well, good morning and welcome to Tuesday morning, the 22nd of March. We did the inner life yesterday, but it's a lengthy one, so I kind of cut it in half. So part one yesterday, part two today, about living the inner life. Living the inner life. Christ was despised by all men in the world, and in his greatest need was forsaken by his acquaintances and friends and left in the midst of reproaches. He was willing to suffer wrongs and to be despised. And do you dare complain of anything? Christ had many adversaries and backbiters. Do you wish to have all men as your friends and benefactors? How shall your patience win its crown if no adversity befall you? If you are not willing to suffer opposition, how will you be a friend of Christ? Bear up with Christ and for Christ if you desire to reign with Christ. If but once you had entered completely into the heart of Jesus and had but tasted a little of his ardent love, then you would not be concerned about your convenience or inconvenience, but rather would rejoice in reproaches if they come upon you, because the love of Jesus makes a man despise himself. A lover of Jesus and of truth, a truly inward Christian, and one who is free from inordinate affections, can freely turn himself to God and rise in spirit above his self-concerns and fruitfully rest. He who esteems things as they are in reality and not as they are said or thought to be is truly wise, taught of God rather than man. He who knows how to live inwardly, to set small value on outward things, neither requires special places nor awaits proper times for performing devout exercises. A man of the inward life quickly recollects himself because he never gives himself entirely to outward things. He is not hindered by outward labor or business, which may be necessary for the time, but as things happen, he adjusts himself to them. He who is well ordered and disposed within himself is not interested in the strange and perverse behavior of others. A man is hindered and distracted in proportion as he draws outward things to himself. If your spirit were right and you were thoroughly purified from sin, all things would work out for your good and profit. The reason that many things displease you and trouble you is that you are not yet completely dead to self, nor separated from all earthly things. Nothing so defiles and entangles the heart of man as the impure love of things created. If you reject outward comfort, you will be able to contemplate heavenly things and frequently to be inwardly filled with joy. It always comes down, this Christian life that we live, it always comes down to a showdown between what is of value in the heart versus what is of value to the outside. What is of value as far as the Lord's kingdom goes versus what is of value here that doesn't really carry over. You can't change the money for a different kind. When I travel someplace out of the country, say I go to Guatemala and I can't wait to go again. I have to change my U.S. dollars for Guatemalan dollars. It's different money. It has a different currency to it. It has a different value. That's the way it is with our kingdom that we are called to live in. The value system of the kingdom of heaven doesn't cross over to the value system of the kingdom of this world, and vice versa. One can't really be spent in the other. That's our heart. That's our inner being. We need to focus there. We need to focus on the Lord instead of constantly focusing on ourselves, focusing on what we want, focusing on what we like, focusing on what our goals are. Those people, according to the Word of God, as well as to Thomas of Kempis here, they're just not going to find peace. Peace is found in resting in the Lord and who He is and what He has done. Live by the right value system today. Blessings.